This crab is known as the coconut crab, or scientifically as Birgus latro. This huge crab has the biggest leg span among land animals on Earth. Because of its large claws, it's really good at breaking coconuts and eats them as food. That's why it's called the coconut crab. Sometimes people also call it the robber crab because there are stories about it stealing shiny and silver things from human tents. This strange creature is also a favorite food for the locals in this area. The large size of the coconut crab makes it a bit scary to imagine being caught by its big and strong claws. So, if you ever go on a trip to the Indian Ocean Islands and sit under a coconut tree, be sure to look up. You might see a 60-year-old crab dropping coconuts on your head. Unfortunately, this coconut crab has a bad reputation because they are very big, with really large claws, and there have been sightings of them eating birds and kittens. But if you look beyond all of that, they are actually amazing creatures. Coconut crabs are the biggest land animals without a backbone on Earth. A long time ago, there were even larger land creatures, like the scary Eurypterid, which was 2.5 meters long. But as the air's oxygen levels dropped, those big creatures couldn't survive because they couldn't breathe well. Coconut crabs are the largest of their kind that we have now. If you want to see them, you might need to travel quite far. They live on islands in the South Pacific and the Indian Ocean. There are lots of them on Christmas Island and the Cook Islands. They usually stay where coconut palms grow, but coconuts aren't their only food. Surprisingly, coconut crabs are excellent climbers. They often climb palm trees to get coconuts. But when they can, they like to eat juicy fruits and nuts. Some of the fruits, like sea mango, have toxins that make the crabs poisonous to humans. Their claws are big and lopsided, with the left one always bigger than the right. Coconut crabs have the strongest claw grip in the animal kingdom. It's as strong as 1,500 Newton. Coconut crabs use their big claws to protect themselves, find food, and open coconuts. Opening a coconut is like a little project for them. They take off the tough parts, poke holes with their pointy legs, and then break it open to get the tasty meat. They really love coconuts, and in places without them, the crabs are much smaller. They'll eat anything they can catch, like dead animals, rats, and birds. The main things that bother them are humans and bigger coconut crabs. There's a strange story about a coconut crab breaking a bird's wings while it was sleeping, then calling its friends for a big feast. Coconut crabs are super good at smelling things on land, and their sense of smell on land is very advanced. Compared to other sea creatures with shells, coconut crabs are different. They've developed a sense of smell similar to insects, using their feelers full of special sensors. These feelers help them find food and also look for potential mates from May to September. When it comes to love, the male coconut crab leaves a special package on the female's back, and she uses it to fertilize her eggs. Once the eggs are ready to hatch, she goes to the water and releases them during high tide. The little crabs float around like tiny drifters for about a month, relying on ocean currents to move. As they grow a bit, they find old sea snail shells for protection, then head to land within their first year. Surprisingly, they lose the ability to breathe underwater. If you ever see a coconut crab, don't throw it into the water. Just let it be. These crabs keep growing for many years. We're not exactly sure when they stop growing, but some scientists think it could be around 40 to 120 years. Like all crustaceans, coconut crabs molt, shedding their old shell to make room for a bigger one. After molting, They're soft and vulnerable, so they dig a hole, shed their old skin, eat it for nutrients, and wait for the new one to harden. Sadly, it's becoming harder to find these big coconut crabs. In the past, they had no natural enemies on their islands. However, humans and the animals they bring, like dogs and pigs, are causing their numbers to drop fast. In some places, like Madagascar and mainland Australia, coconut crabs have disappeared. Hopefully, as we learn more about them, we can find ways to protect them. But for now, we might have to let them do their thing, even if it means eating birds and kittens, so their populations can bounce back. There is an interesting story about, many years ago, the well-known pilot Amelia Earhart went missing after crashing her plane on a tropical island. There are various theories about what happened, but the most popular one suggests that she might have been eaten by a giant coconut crab. Well, in my personal opinion, I think these crabs might be able to pinch our fingers, but I doubt they can actually eat us. What do you think? Please leave a comment. An interesting fact about these crabs is that they are sold as pets in markets in Japan, particularly Tokyo. However, it's hard to believe people would keep this creepy creature as a pet, not only because of their size and frightening appearance and its power to break things. Keeping them as pets seems a bit challenging. Scientists are not sure why coconut crabs have different colors, like bright red or turquoise blue. Sometimes these colors are on specific parts of their brown bodies, and some crabs are more colorful than others. Studies found that the crab's color doesn't depend on its sex, size, or how strong its pinch is. Surprisingly, the shell color doesn't show anything about the crab's behavior, feelings, or where it lives. Scientists think the color might have something to do with mating or being chosen as a partner. But the real reason why coconut crabs have different colors is still a mystery. If you enjoy watching this video, please subscribe and share it with your friends.